Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Sir Ranran's Math Tutorial, where learning math made easy. Tchadan! Tchadan! Alright, thank you so much. Thank you so much to our subscribers who continue to watch our videos. I hope you are learning. And before anything else, let me do shout out muna to my students of grade 8 Abueva, hi! And to my students of grade 8 Broca, hello! Okay, I hope that you're going to enjoy watching this video and at the same time you'll learn, okay? In this video, we will learn few of the fundamentals in probability. So we are not going to waste time. Let us discuss the topic. We have here sample space, events, outcomes, and experiments. We are going to take it one by one. But before anything else, of course, we are to define it. Okay, let's take the terms one by one. Okay, before that, let's know our objective. Okay, our objective is very simple. It's just to illustrate an experiment, an outcome, sample space, and event, so you will understand. Okay, just a very simple example. We'll use this one here later on. Okay, now let's take first the definitions of the terms that we have above. First, experiment. Experiment is a process that has a distinct possible outcomes in which the result cannot be predicted. Ayun. So don't forget that. Let's have the next term. The next term is outcome or outcomes when it's plural. Okay, outcome is any possible result of the experiment. Any possible result of an experiment. Okay, it's called outcome. Now, let's take the third term. The third term is sample space. What is sample space? The sample space is the set of all possible outcomes of an experiment, okay? So we have outcomes, and all of the outcomes will be considered and will be under sample space. Okay, now after sample space, we have the fourth term. Fourth term is event. Okay, an event is a set of outcomes of an experiment to which a probability is assigned. So here it's getting higher. There will be condition already, or there will be a problem already asking how much chances is likely to happen. Alright, but it's the chances, it's the probability. Okay. Yeah, event also is known to be a subset of sample space, so it will not be a superset, it's a subset of a sample space. Okay, since we're done with defining the terms, now let's proceed to illustrating it using a very simple example. Okay, let's take an example of experiment. Alright, here we have an example of experiment tossing of coins, and particularly here it's tossing of 3 coins. Since we have experiment, we can then have outcomes. Okay, upon tossing 3 of the coins, or the 3 coins, you can have these possible results or possible outcomes. So upon tossing the first time, you maybe have 3 tails, no, tail, and then the second time you choose 3 coins, you might have the first is tail, the second is tail, and the third is head. And the third round, you might have first is tail, the second is head, the third is tail, and then the fourth you have tail or head and head consecutive, or a head and 2 consecutive tails, and then head, tail, head, or a head, tail, or all heads. Okay, these are your possible outcomes, right? So there are how many? There are 8 outcomes here as you choose 3 coins. Again, our experiment is tossing the coins, the 3 coins to be specific, and our outcomes are here. Then, because we have our outcomes, we can then write our sample space. Our sample space actually can be written as a notation. You call it listing method or roster method in your sets theory. Alright, and this is a set of S, or set of outcomes. Alright, that has how many elements? 8 elements. You have 8 elements here. Every outcomes in closing parentheses considered one element. So there are 8 elements here that compose the sample space. So the entire thing is called sample space, and all this inside, all elements here are called our outcomes, but is now set in a set that is a Z notation this time. That's why it's called a sample space. Alright, so from your outcomes now becomes sample space because we gather all the outcomes and place it in a set of outcomes. So it's a sample space. Now we are ready to illustrate event. Event is, it's just actually there if we were have to specifically ask or to check on the occurrence of a particular outcome. Just like for example, here is a situation. Suppose we need only the outcomes that has 2 heads, or probably you're asked in the problem, what is the probability in that there will be 2 heads that comes out in the results as you do the experiment. For example, as you do the experiment of tossing, what is the chance that there will be 2 heads? So that actually asking for you to give that event, no, the event that there will be 2 heads only in the outcome. So suppose we need only the outcomes that has 2 heads only. So from the given outcomes above, 8 outcomes, as you see, we can write a set of event or a set of outcomes that compose only of 2 heads, which are HTH, THH, and HHT. You see there are only 2 heads, and so this compose now the subset of that sample space, which is called the event. So the event that there are only 2 heads in the outcomes, and that we have only 3 outcomes that has 2 heads. So it's your event, the event that there are 2 heads. I think you understand now the difference between experiment, what is an experiment, what is outcome, what is sample space, and what is event. As simple as this one, right? Very easy. And now you're ready to proceed to the next lessons then. Okay, I think it would be all for this time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Bye bye.